now? Cool. Oh, too loud maybe? Okay. Good morning. So several years ago, I was assigned to do a poem for a Buddha's enlightenment ceremony. And so I used this wonderful tool, Googling, to sort of explore the topic and learned something about the Earth Witness Mudra. And in looking into that, I found that it was the sort of symbol emblematic of newer Buddhist ecologists. And it got me wondering why. And so that's what I want to explore for a little while this morning. So first, the story. Buddha tried all these different practices and then finally sat himself down under the Bodhi tree and just sat with his great question. And in that process, everything appeared, as we all know, and Mara and his demonic army appeared and questioned Gautama, questioned, what gives you the right to sit on the seat of enlightenment? You know, who do you think you are? You know, and I am more spiritually advanced than you are, and my armies are my witness. Who's your witness? And there he is sitting. And here's the Earth Witness Mudra. His hand touches the earth. And the earth quakes and yells, I'm your witness. And then Mara disappears. And then the morning star, he sees the morning star and sees the morning star. So what is this? Going from this, I mean, we've all sat and had everything appear, yeah? All of our demons and our Mara. And one way of talking about this mudra is the unshakability and the unmoving mind. But that doesn't explain this. What is this? In reading about it, one of the ways it was talked about was, this is the wisdom of practice, of perceiving mind, of perceiving true self. This is action. So that's one way of talking about it. For me, that doesn't quite go far enough. When any of us question ourselves, you know, when our doubts appear, when the demon armies of our habits of mind come over the horizon and swoop in and they're forefront, you know, what's our witness for true self, for continuing to practice, for staying with this moment and letting it all pass? And you know, we could say this is simply a grounding gesture, but for me it seems to me there's a relationship that this points to. A relationship of one life to another, of one consciousness to another, of mutuality, of equality, of mutual support. Sometimes we look for that with other people. There he was, just sitting there and touches the earth. You know, we could say that we're complete, and we do say we're completely dependent on this earth. I mean, how out of balance can we be to try to control and use the earth when it's the earth and the planet and the air and the water that supports us, makes our life possible? But this gesture isn't one of dependence, but what? You know, just complete recognition, one to another, life to life, consciousness to consciousness. I'm your witness. I was sitting over here yesterday and Bobby came over and said, you know, was mourning the grass and the bugs that are under this floor that are going to be killed this week as we do this conference. We have had Native Americans come and do teaching here, and I remember I was struck by a particular teacher who talked about one of her elders who had died, and she said, you know, she won't be reborn as a human being, she's going to be reborn as a planet. And that's always stuck with me. What is that, to be reborn as a planet? What is it to be a planet, and the atmosphere and the incredible wide mind and the compassion to support every kind of species imaginable? There are a couple of things that, how is this useful, I guess, is what I just want to finish with. How is it useful to look at this mudra, this reaching out, this touching? And I'm not going to do the exercise. I think we need to go into World Cafe, but maybe sometime this week, sit yourselves down on the ground and meditate for a few minutes and kind of imagine, become, this teaching about Buddha is not about someone special, it's about us, you know? We've always been taught that. So how is it to sit, to meditate, and when our demons appear, reach out and touch the earth? How is it for you? Try that. So, this recognizing the aliveness, the consciousness, the massive awareness that our planet and all that's entailed is fundamental to stewarding and having a correct relationship. And then the other part of it is learn from the earth, that opening up and saying, I'm your witness. We can do that for one another. We can witness for one another, the people we don't agree with as well as the people we do. The people who drive us nuts. You know, who we will never agree with their ideas, but their true nature is always shining and bright. And we can always witness one another in that way. And some possibility of opening for each other is possible with that. So we'll try. Thank you.